I'm going to present here our work, Managerial Cognition and Firm Performance. So we are looking at the group decision making and not for a specific one-time decision, but more about how successful is the consequent decision making in a group. And so basically the research question, what we are interested in here, is that our level of analysis is at the group level. We're talking about firm performance. So is managerial cognition related to the performance of the firm? And okay, as a background, the literature in strategic management generally assumes that the managerial cognition is the source of the variability in the performance of the firms. And the underlying logic is that this cognition gives input to the strategic decision making and therefore leads to firm performance. However, this is a kind of a difficult topic to study, and there are not that much generalizable conclusions about the thing. The difficulties are, of course, that it's a group decision making, the strategy work. Also, it's quite idiosyncratic, context dependent. So when we're talking about cognition, it should be evaluated in relation to the environment where the firms are operating in. And if we look at the managerial cognition, there are different levels of analysis there. So cognition of the firm is different from the market. So the dominant logic of the market, how the firms compete in a market. And then, of course, there's the part of cognition that is internal to the firm. So what's the relationship between the cognitive thinking and the cognition of the individual decision makers within the group, and so on. So we are kind of trying to also to develop methods of working in studying this kind of a phenomenon. And this particular paper is based on student data in a controlled setting. From the literature, we kind of developed hypotheses about both the cognition within the firm and the cognition between the firms in a market. So the literature appears to assume that the diversity in cognition is a good thing, differences in how people think and evaluate things. So our first two hypotheses are linear hypotheses. So we assume that the more the cognition of the firm is different from the dominant logic of the market, the better the firm performance is. And then if we move into the internal world in the firm, the more there is different thinking, the more diversity in cognition there is within the firm, the better the firm performance. So this is related to the idea that when there are different thinkers within the firm, they are more able to sense the changes in the environment and come up with new different types of ideas and so on. Then we had also a non-linear hypothesis, so about the cognition differences in cognition between the firms. We expected that there would be a non-linear U-shaped relationship between the cognition and performance, with the idea that it would be better for performance either to be really close to the dominant logic of the market, or then to be really different from that and to find a good market niche and find the performance there. And with the internal cognitive diversity, we assumed that there would be an inverted U-shaped relationship between the diversity in cognition and firm performance, with the logic that if everyone would be thinking like the same within the group or decision-making team, the top management team, then it would be quite short-sighted, not that able to detect the changes in the environment and so on. So we need more diversity in this decision-making team. But then there is some sort of turning point, that when there is too much of this different thinking and disagreement about strategic topics, that would slow down the decision making and make the strategy work not that efficient, and then again turn into lower levels of performance. So these were the hypotheses that we were looking for, and like I mentioned, this is based on student data. So we had kind of a controlled setting. We have been collecting these kind of causal maps of the as a measure of cognition of the students in this International Business Strategies course. So this course is heavily based on business simulation. The students are working in a business simulation and competing with each other there in smaller teams. So they are competing in teams, top management teams of 4 to 5 people. And in this course, they first need to generate their strategies, how they are going to compete with each other. And at this time, in the beginning of the course, we ask them to return their causal maps. And the instruction is that how do they see that, what are the things that influence cumulative total shareholder return? And that is exactly their goal in the simulation. They are expected to maximize the cumulative shareholder return for their teams. So in these maps, they individually describe that how they think that what are the things that lead to this cumulative total shareholder return. And then after this task, they spend 8 weeks on competing in the simulation, and we get the objective measure of shareholder return from the simulation. So that was our dependent variable here. And for dealing with the managerial cognition, these graphical mental maps or causal maps of the strategic issue, they're converted into, well, I've been calling those association matrices. There might be a smarter name for those too, but into the matrix form. And then from these matrices, we have the different levels. So I kind of created this picture to illustrate the whole setting. So we have maps of individuals within the teams. And from the individual maps of the team members, we have aggregated a firm map. So a matrix that describes the shared cognition of the team members. And then these firm level or team level maps are further aggregated to the shared map of the whole market where these teams are competing. So we think that this market level or industry level map is the dominant logic of the market. What's the dominant way of competing within the market? And and so on. And from these matrices, we've calculated the measures for cognitive diversity between the firms in a market and cognitive diversity within a firm. These are based on the generalized version of the distance ratio. The generalized version was developed by Pasi Luukka. It's based on Langfield-Smith-Worth measure of distance ratio. I haven't presented it in this presentation because this is not a paper where the measure was developed per se. We're just applying it here. So the cognitive diversity between firms in a market is calculated for each of these firms as a distance ratio, how far the firm's shared cognition is from the dominant logic of the market. And then for the cognitive diversity within a firm, so how much different thinking there is within this decision-making group, there were calculated distance scores, these distance ratios between each individual and the firm's shared cognition. And the final measure for this internal diversity was the average of these individual distance ratios. So a lot of moving parts there. But for the final actual hypothesis testing, then we used just standard, simple, ordinary least squares regression, where we had the dependent variable from the simulation as the cumulative shareholder return. We bundled in 4 different markets and had dummy variables to capture the unique things from each market. And then just use these measures that I just explained to predict the firm performance, the shareholder return. Based on the findings, we did not observe support for the nonlinear hypothesis. What we found is that there was a fairly strong relationship between internal cognitive diversity within the firm and firm performance. So as a conclusion from this, we could say that we find quite strong support for the view that the cognitive diversity, the amount of different thinking among the team members is positively related to the performance of the team. And of course the work continues. This is not a large data set, so we've been collecting more data and working on more nuanced methods to examine these hypotheses later on, but this was, I guess, the first one where we really assessed the relationship between the cognition and performance. So we aim to do this also for the kind of real-world data. This was control setting in this student simulation, but hopefully we'll get to do this in a real industrial setting also with the data from real firms. But for now, this concludes my presentation. I thank you for your attention, and now there's room for questions and comments and whatever you would like to share with us.